So they don't want those criminals locked up. They want protesters who vote the wrong way to get locked up. Now, it goes without saying this is an inversion of what you're supposed to want in a sane society. In a sane society, you let elections determine who has political power. You don't fantasize about your political opponents going to jail. You don't want a real show of force to deter constitutionally protected protests because those protests are the sign of a free society. You're proud of that. That people can protest. They don't have to be violent. They can say what they think. But that has changed over the last 2 years under the Biden administration. Here's federal prosecutor Michael Sherwin on 60 Minutes in 2021 in tape that we will never forget, speaking about American citizens, bragging about the DOJ using, quote, shock and awe to round up as many Trump supporters as possible to deter them from protesting Joe Biden's inauguration, which they have a constitutional right to do. Watch this.
After the 6th, we had an inauguration on the 20th. So I wanted to ensure, and our office wanted to ensure, that there was shock and awe that we could charge as many people as possible before the 20th. And it worked because we saw through media posts that people were afraid to come back to D.C. because they're like, if we go there, we're going to get charged. We wanted to take out those individuals that essentially were thumbing their noses at the public for what they did.
Shock and awe? Take out those individuals? Isn't that how you treat ISIS? These are Americans you're talking about, pal. That man in a free country would have no power whatsoever over his fellow citizens. And instead, he's launching a new war on terror against people who vote differently from him. This is bigger than Donald Trump, and it has been for a long time, and now it's escalating. So where are the Republicans, you wonder, the people you vote for, who are supposed to be protecting you from this, but the country from devolving into something unrecognizable? Where's Mitch McConnell, by the way? He's the lead Republican in the Senate. Where's Tom Tillis, the liberal Republican from North Carolina? Where's John Cornyn of Texas? Where are all the other Republican senators who said, shut up, you shouldn't see the videotape from January 6th? Are these people on board with arresting 1,000 more nonviolent January 6th protesters, their voters? We asked them. We didn't get any replies. Lindsey Graham's spokesman did send over this thoroughly humiliating response, quote, you sure put a lot of trust in the Washington Post. We take most of what we read there with a grain of salt. Huh? So the U.S. attorney in Washington announces in federal court that he's going to haul another 1,000, maybe 1,200 Trump voters to jail. And the response from people like Lindsey Graham and the rest of these people in the United States Senate, Republicans who you voted for, is don't worry about it. They're saying the same thing as a Manhattan DA threatens to put Donald Trump, the leading Republican presidential candidate, in handcuffs. This is shameful. They refuse to defend the Constitution or their own voters. And we really hope, through the electoral system, they are punished at one point soon.